we live in a republic of ignorance, and we've got to figure out how to live in a republic of knowledge. Even if that is a financial market around knowledge, I think that might be preferable.
Now, I've been a grumpy stump on this for a very, very, very long time, but you've got some new updates on this that might be of import.
Yeah, so Mike Selig, he is Trump's pick to chair the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. He got on X today and announced that
over the past year, American prediction markets have been hit with an onslaught of state-led litigation. In response, the CFTC has today filed a friend of the court brief to defend its exclusive jurisdiction over these derivative markets.
Think Kalshi, think Polymarket, even Coinbase and Crypto.com are sort of offering prediction markets for betting on event contracts. Now, that's ranging from everything from will Cardi B perform at the Super Bowl, which we saw last week in the big game, and it also amounts to like, will the Ayatollah of Iran be taken down by March of this year? Or how much rainfall will we see in the latest storm in the Southwest? Now, I understand your position. This sort of feels like the sports betting commodification of everything. But what I think it's important to understand is that event contracts, which is what this is, they have been around since the 1990s. This was solidified in 1992 when the CFTC ruled on the Iowa electronic markets. So there's some past precedent here, which we're sort of seeing bear fruit now a couple decades later.
It's really interesting to see play out because I want people to have the choice to bet on these things. I do. And obviously, given your role at the Consumer Choice Center, you guys spend a lot of time looking at how these kind of policies flesh out and the kind of secondary and tertiary actors that are affected when these kind of policies or commissions or decisions are put into place. I just don't care for the attitude that they have brought about the culture. For example, the amount of betting already that appears to be flowing into predictions on the State of the Union, and people are putting decently sized amounts of money on, is, Donald Trump going to come up with a new nickname for Gavin Newsom during the State of the Union? I mean, I want people to be able to bet on that, but the amount of advertisement that is trying to encourage people to get into this type of predictive gambling, I just don't know if long term that can be good for society.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some valid advertising questions to take on, but at the end of the day, critics of gambling, and I think you're making a gambling critique argument here about sort of the pettiness of the market. They will always object to consumers throwing their money into the wind, whether it is on slot machines or picking the Super Bowl winner or betting on how many songs Bad Bunny is going to play at the Super Bowl. It is all trivial, yes, but it's also trivial for consumers to spend gobs of money on customizing their cars or buying hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of podcasting gear, which I'm surrounded by in this room. Who's to say whether that is right or wrong if I have $30 and during the Super Bowl that I don't want to spend on a sports outcome because I don't care about sports, but I actually have a lot of opinions and maybe even inside knowledge about how long the Super Bowl halftime performance is reasonably going to run. You're actually able to get knowledge out of these markets, these prediction markets, because people are putting their knowledge and money on the line. And when someone makes some sort of insider trade, about what might be in the State of the Union address, you're able to see that. You're able to see that somebody put thousands of dollars on what's going to be in the speech. That's allowing you to look at that and go, all right, there's, some actual serious knowledge here, skin in the game. This might actually be reasonable. It's not like it's hidden from us.
Oh, yeah. It's not something that I think should be banned. And it's not even something that I think should be perhaps micro-regulated. It's something, I think this is an important distinction between moral and legal. Would be my kind of argument here, is that I don't believe that a lot of these particular betting markets have a moral virtue to them. I still believe that you should have the full right to participate in them, and that if you want to do this with your money, sure, go ahead. Because that's supposed to be one of the wonders of this thing, even though you and I may not agree particularly on it, not to sing the whole Schoolhouse Rock song on it. We can actually get out and again, you can do your thing. I can call it dumb. That's my right. Or I can call it great and participate, or neither. I mean, that's one of the good things of this whole thing, even if I think that or, we disagree on the moral virtues of it, no matter what it may be.
Absolutely. Mike Selig of the CFTC is making an argument doing the media rounds today, talking about how the news media, as arbiters of information and knowledge across the country, they have lost so much cachet that we often don't even know when people are on air saying things that are true. They're following editorial directions. But you can actually learn and make predictions and understand what is going on in foreign affairs by watching things like prediction markets, even if you don't choose to participate in it. Glenn Beck's number 2 guy, Stu Burgeri, left the Glenn Beck show after 20-something years this week to launch his own venture focused on knowledge that we can derive from prediction markets, because he sort of believes that punditry and news commentary, the kind of thing that you and I are so well acquainted with, you never know when people are telling you the truth versus whether or not they're following a line. But if you know where they're putting their money, that's how you know what is most likely true and something that people believe. It's not a perfect solution. I definitely understand some of the moral concerns that you're wrestling with, and that I'm wrestling with as well. But we live in a republic of ignorance, and we've got to figure out how to live in a republic of knowledge. And even if that is a financial market around knowledge, I think that might be preferable.